Well. Here we are again. And you just fired up a sci-fi show. It's got spaceships, AI with attitude, alien politics. Yes, this is the good stuff, you guys. Then 8 episodes in, just when things are getting juicy, it's gone. Ghosted by the algorithm. Canceled with no warning, no closure, and definitely no final battle. And the final battle is one of my favorite parts, you guys. What is happening to sci-fi? And who do we blame? Us? Them? Probably them. Or the streaming monster in the room? This needs to be figured out, okay? We're going to do it. I'm talking sci-fi here. I'm talking streaming. I'm talking about the deep cosmic sadness of shows being canceled before they ever get a second season. You know that heartbreak, you guys. You finally find something that gets it. Smart, bold, heartfelt, something that understands what it means to look out at the stars and wonder what it means to be human. And before you can even get your friends hooked, poof, gone, vaporized into the streaming ether. It's the digital equivalent of watching your favorite starship explode in slow motion and then getting hit with a cheery notification saying, "Because you liked this, here's something vaguely similar but emotionally hollow." Ugh, this world we're living in, you guys. It's like there's too much entertainment and nothing entertaining, though there's some entertaining stuff out there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sci-fi storytelling needs time. This we know. Deep, resonant, world-building time. You can't unpack the ethics of artificial intelligence, alien philosophy, or multi-species democracy in a handful of episodes. That's not storytelling, that's speed dating. The best sci-fi journeys, the best ones out there, are not sprints, okay? They're about ideas that take root and grow. It takes time for things to grow. They're not like magic beanstalks. But streaming platforms, they don't care about growth. They care about immediate combustion. They want a show to explode on day one, trend on day two, and be forgotten by the end of the week. I can't tell you how many shows I've forgotten by the end of the week. How about you guys? I mean, if it doesn't dominate, like in the first week of charts, it's jettisoned. Talking to you, Netflix. No slow burn, no patience, no chance to evolve. It's like trying to age a bottle of Romulan ale in a microwave. And the result? Shallow stories that could have been extraordinary. Instead of living in those worlds, we just visit for a weekend before they're snuffed out of existence by the data gods. Or the data gods, depending on how you pronounce it. Captain Picard would say data, at least for a few seasons before he switched to data. We used to celebrate that slow burn. Babylon 5 spent 5 years building intergalactic politics and spiritual arcs that still resonate today. Deep Space Nine turned serialized storytelling into high art, politics, religion, ethics, and war woven together over time. But in the modern streaming era, patience is a liability. If it doesn't break through fast enough, the algorithm just hits delete. And the irony, these companies are all about data, data, yet they ignore the simplest truth in human storytelling. Connection takes time. I mean, I love my wife. I loved her almost right away, but I didn't understand that I didn't truly love her as much as I thought I did until a couple of years went by. And now, oh my God, I can't imagine how much I'm going to love her in another couple of years. How is this possible? But let's talk about another virus infecting our sci-fi landscape, okay? The generic planet syndrome. You know the one. Everything looks the same tone, same lighting, same hero with trauma, same "we discovered something that changes everything" plot that somehow changes nothing. Sci-fi used to be weird. It was supposed to be challenging, thought-provoking, sometimes uncomfortable. Remember Farscape? There's puppets, you guys. Puppets, practical effects, wild alien designs, and writing that really swung for the fences. Remember the Twilight Zone? Of course you remember the Twilight Zone. Who doesn't remember the Twilight Zone? Each episode is a mirror held up to the human soul. Black Mirror gets close to that. I mean, it's a little bit more technologically focused, but that's great too. The Orville really does it. Holds up a mirror to society without shoving it in your face, so you can reflect on things that you might usually be resistant to think about. But nowadays, too much of this stuff feels like it was 3D printed by a corporate AI trained on buzzwords. And I love AI. I embrace AI. But man, there is a lot of people out there using AI for just a lot of blah or deception. I'm not about that. I mean, the epic scale, the relatable hero, vague mystery, designed to appeal to everyone. That's how it is now. Everyone's got to like something. At least they think they do. But in doing this, it excites nobody. Sci-fi should make us ask, what if? Not, didn't I just see this last year? Streaming studios play it safe. They're not looking for new frontiers. They're looking for franchises that can sell t-shirts. And even though Disney owns the Orville, I'm talking to Disney. You got enough Marvel? You got enough Star Wars under your belt, Disney? Bring us some more Orville. That's what people are asking for. Every decision is calculated to avoid risk nowadays, but risk is the fuel of great science fiction. Without it, we're just floating in space, going nowhere. And the way we watch these shows now doesn't help. We are part of the problem. I mean, it's a problem that we have that was kind of forced upon us, but we couldn't resist. It's the binge culture. It was supposed to be a gift to us fans, a chance to devour entire seasons at once. But what it's really done is erase the conversation completely. That shared experience that used to stretch across weeks is gone. Whatever you're watching right now, whatever you're in love with, no one else is watching it. You're not able to have conversations with people. And even if they are watching the same show that you're watching right now, they're not on the same episode. They're not caught up, or you're not caught up. Everyone's on their different path. So the conversations are gone, and the conversations were always my favorite part. Remember Battlestar Galactica? I'm talking about the new Battlestar Galactica, which isn't new anymore. It's like over 20 years old. But that show thrived on the wait. Every week, you'd gather with friends, dissect theories, debate who was a Cylon, and agonize over the next episode. I have so many fond memories of that. That anticipation was part of the story. Now everything drops at once. You inhale it in a weekend and move on to the next thing. There's no space to breathe, no space to talk, no space to even care. It's all about finishing before the spoilers hit. And I can't tell you how many times I've rushed to watch a thing that I'm not even really wanting to watch right now. I want to wait a week or two, but I can't, because if I don't watch it right now, an hour from now, the internet will just have spoilers all over the damn place. And I'm sure you guys are dealing with that too. Streaming culture turned art into content and content into noise, and sci-fi, which has always depended on curiosity and reflection, gets flattened into disposable entertainment. It deserves more than that. It deserves time to simmer. But let's not ignore the black hole at the center of all of this. the one that swallows our favorite shows whole, cancellation. The rules of the game have changed. Back in the network days, I'm not glorifying network days, but there were some things that were positive about the network days. A show could stumble back then. It could find its footing and grow. The X-Files didn't hit its stride until season 2. Star Trek: The Next Generation, which is my main Star Trek, that's my jam, didn't really become iconic until season 3. I mean, I can skip season 1 and season 2 completely, though there are a couple gems in season 2. But season 3, boom, if I'm gonna start a binge watch of The Next Generation, I'm starting with season 3. Almost every single episode from that point is a banger, you guys. But today, those shows wouldn't even have survived the first quarter. Now it's a one and done system. If a show doesn't perform immediately, it's vaporized. The OA, gone. Sense8, gone. Altered Carbon, gone. 1899, gone before anyone could finish recommending it to their group chat. Each one a bold, inventive story cut short because it didn't fit neatly into an algorithm performance chart. The same platforms that claim to champion creativity are the ones quietly erasing it. Now, I do want to say, despite saying that Apple TV Plus has been pretty good about coming up with some original uh, uh, content, original stories that are kind of really thinking outside of the box, original shows, original movies. Severance. Oh man, Severance. I love Severance. That's a weird damn show. And they got a bunch of other shows on there. I don't have a list in my head right now. But uh uh what's that one show? I can't remember. It starts with an F. Foundation, maybe it's called. I know people are loving that show. Creators are out here though, pitching. They are pitching complex, ambitious ideas about humanity, consciousness, and morality, and they're told by these studios, "Oh, we love it, but can you make it trendier?" It's creative paradox. They want the next great sci-fi hit, but they don't want to risk letting one become great. The streaming algorithm is the new studio executive, only colder, quieter, and less human, if you can believe it. It doesn't understand passion, it doesn't recognize legacy, it just counts engagement. Engagement. YouTube is super guilty. I mean, all social media, and a lot of people don't realize YouTube is considered social media. It's all about engagement. If people aren't taken to the keyboards to say something or to watch long enough, uh, YouTube's like, we don't need you. You're done. You're done. We're gonna promote something more famous. You're not gonna get your time to find your footing. But the most dystopian part of all this, Sci-Fi predicted this. We built a storytelling ecosystem where AI metrics decide cultural value. It's Black Mirror meets Office Space, and we're all the interns. But even in this mess, there's still hope, I think, because the fans, you guys, still care. You fight for the shows that matter. You resurrect them from the dead. The Expanse was saved by sheer fan persistence. The noise was so loud, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, had no choice but to listen. And of course, he was a fan of the show, and he's got all the money in the world and then some. Please give me some of that money, Mr. Bezos. Luckily, he liked the show, and he's like, "Oh, let's throw some money at it and make some more of The Expanse." I like space, and I'm rich. But then there's the Orville, man. That show evolved. What started as a comedy grew into one of the most heartfelt, thought-provoking sci-fi series in years. Proof that when a creator is given time, trust, and breathing room, the universe expands beautifully. And yeah, it's owned by Disney, but Disney left Seth alone to make a show, and I do appreciate that they did that, despite other things that I might not be happy about when it comes to Disney. But streaming doesn't have to be the enemy. It could be the next evolution of storytelling. The potential is enormous. Instant global access, creative freedom, unconventional formats. But it'll never reach that potential if studios keep treating art like inventory. Every damn company out there has a streaming service now. It's too much. I mean, I can go into that. I can do a whole other episode. I think I will do another episode about there just being too many damn streaming services in the world. I checked out the Sony Studio. I can't remember what it's called. Sony Studio something on the, if you subscribe to the PS5, PSN, you get the free s- s- Sony Studio streaming service. I checked that out. It was crap. All the stuff that was free was a bunch of junk you could just find for free on a million other streaming services. And the stuff that was good that you did want to watch, you have to buy or rent. No, thanks. I'm good. Thanks, Sony. I mean, these studios, they need to believe in imagination again. To stop asking, will it trend? Because then it becomes a prediction game. They predict something will trend. 5 minutes after it airs, it doesn't trend. So they're like, oh, it's gone. It won't last. Even though it totally could have. The best sci-fi stories, the ones that shaped generations, weren't instant hits. They grew because someone believed in them. They sparked conversations that lasted decades. Star Trek, the original series, was canceled after 3 seasons, but it changed the world. Blade Runner bombed at the box office, then became the template for cyberpunk. Great sci-fi always finds its way back, you guys. It just needs believers. True believers, Stan Lee would say. Uh, that's what fandom is. It's belief, it's passion, the willingness to shout into the void for the stories that make you feel seen. And I think maybe that's the secret buried inside of all this frustration. I'm frustrated. Maybe you're frustrated. Let me know in the comments if you are. But we're not just angry that our shows got canceled. We're mourning the idea that storytelling used to matter more than metrics. And it can again, I think, because storytelling has one advantage algorithms never will: heart. Heart is the unpredictable variable, the human element, the glitch in the machine, the one thing that can't be quantified or optimized or canceled. And as long as people care, really care about stories, about meaning, about hope, then sci fi will never truly die. It'll adapt, it'll mutate, it'll find new ways to reach us. Maybe the future of sci fi won't come along or won't come from big studios at all. Kind of getting sick of big studios. Maybe it'll come from independent creators, passionate fans, and people willing to tell stories that don't fit the corporate mold. Maybe it'll come from us because sci fi has always been about rebellion, about breaking out of systems designed to limit imagination, about looking up at the stars and saying, hey, we can do better. So maybe this streaming apocalypse isn't the end of sci fi, it's just another reboot. We're pretty used to reboots, aren't we? A messy, chaotic, unpredictable phase that will force creators and audiences to evolve together. After all, every great sci fi story starts with the same question: what happens when the system fails? The answer is always the same: cancel Paramount Plus. No, just kidding. The survivors rebuild, smarter, stronger, and stranger. Hopefully. That's my favorite thing. I like it when things get a little strange. That's the version of sci-fi that I am rooting for. The one that keeps its soul no matter how many platforms rise or fall. And there's a lot of damn platforms rising and a lot more falling. Eventually we'll just have one streaming service, probably Netflix, and you'll have to rent a box monthly to access it. Basically, I think they might call it cable. We'll see. But one of these you just have to refuse to give up on wonder. Don't give up on wonder. Remember that imagination is rebellion, and that hope is the most advanced technology we've ever invented. And if you stuck with me this far into the rant, yes, it's a rant. I like doing these rants. Then you already know where I'm going with this, okay? Because you're part of it. You're the reason these stories survive. If deep space rants and pop culture meltdowns fuel your warp drive, hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell like it's a malfunctioning airlock. Though YouTube will decide if they want to notify you, even if you've hit the notification bell. It really seems like anyone who hits the notification bell, they're like notifying like 10% of people who have done that. Most of the internet is a lie. Whatever they tell you they're going to do for you, they're not going to do for you, okay? They're going to decide. But hey, we got to have hope. Hope, egotastic FunTime hope. But you can support this show and keep this beautiful madness going on by joining the mission on Patreon. I mean, if you join me on Patreon, it really, truly does help me keep the lights on here. Helps the warp core stay stable. And, maybe the rant's a little extra spicy sometimes. I'm actually going to be recording a little mini podcast just for patrons, or patrons, I guess I should say. And for more sci-fi breakdowns, reviews, and glorious nerd rage, visit egotasticfuntime.com. That's my website. It's my headquarters for all things weird, wonderful, and defiantly human. And as always, you guys, I hope all of your times are egotastic fun times. Thanks for stopping by. Love you. Bye-bye.
Egotastic FunTime. Money, money, money. Give them all your money. You will find it funny. Just give them my money.